And so we're not crushed under obligation. We're heirs, heirs of all those promises. So I think those are some really good things to remember, that as beloved children, we're accepted. We have access to a Father who loves us, and we're heirs of everything He's promised. But He says there, too, to be imitators of God. And, again, that's how children learn, is they imitate.
Yeah.
They
try to imitate speech when they're really young, and it doesn't sound the same.
Right. But we don't talk like they do. I mean,
Right.
we don't use the little few words they know. We go ahead and talk so that they can learn.
Right.
And they imitate.
Yeah, and I know when my son was learning how to speak, the speech therapist told me he can say every letter, he's just not. So you need to stop him and make him say every letter. So, even that one-on-one imitating what we were saying. But another thing that makes me think about is when my husband would mow the lawn, my son would follow him pushing his little mower, his little toy mower, imitating his dad on how to mow the lawn.
Yeah. And, I think sometimes it can feel fake, maybe sometime, if you're just trying to do something. But this is how we learn, and this is what God is saying. Be imitators of God. And God has given us an example in Jesus. Jesus said, if you know me, you know the Father. So we get to watch how Jesus walked on this earth, and how He lived among the disciples and among the people, and surrounded Himself with needy and people that were on the fringes. And we get to try to be that way. And, one of the beautiful things about that is that while we pretend to be like Jesus,
because we're called to be children.
Like
children, I guess.
Yeah, then God pretends that we're Jesus.
Yeah.
When He looks at us, it says He sees Jesus. So we pretend to act like Jesus, and God pretends we are Jesus to see us like Jesus. And that is a beautiful thing. And, I just want us to finish by this idea of walking in love. Notice He doesn't say somersault in love.
Right.
I could work up some gumption and do a good deed.
Right.
Anybody can do the right thing when you're thinking about it.
Right.
But this idea of walking in love is while you're going about your business and just your natural life.
Who you are.
Yeah, who you are day in, day out. Walk in love. Our life has slowed down because our children are gone. And as your life slows down, you look back on people that were in that seasons that were so busy, and you just realize what a blessing it is when somebody's in a hurry to say, it's okay, I'm not in a hurry. It's all right. Take your time.
Right.
And we can show love to people as we go about our day. I think we're imitating God as children. He's our Father, and Jesus is our example. But, the Bible also calls Him our brother.
Right.
And he kind of is our big brother. He dies and doesn't stay in the grave, and we get to follow that example and do that too at some point. And, it makes me think of the prodigal son story, where the older brother was jealous.
Right.
And, the father gives the younger son a robe and kills the fatted calf and a ring. Yeah. And really, the younger son had taken all his inheritance. So that robe and ring and fatted calf belonged to the older brother. That was all his stuff.
Right.
And so the older brother is jealous. But our older brother, Jesus, he, if that older brother in the prodigal son had been a good older brother, he would have gone and got him out of the pig pen.
Walked in love.
Yeah, he would have gone and helped him. And that's what our brother did. Our older brother, Jesus, came down here and walked in this world. Just, says experience things like we experience them, and came and got us.
Right.
So we have that example of walking in love as beloved children of God. And as we imitate God, God pretends to see Jesus in us.
Right. Thanks for listening and journeying with us on this side of the ceiling. See you next time.